Welcome everybody. Good to see everybody back. Good to see a beautiful sunny day and a small agenda so we can all get outside and enjoy it. Yeah, cool. Everybody's here, so no apologies. It's good to see. And we'll just wait and see if anybody has turned up for the public forum. Oh, see the ship is sailing true and not too many mutineers around. So. Right, very good. We can get on with the formalities. Any items not on the agenda? Everybody's seen the agenda, I take it. Got copies. Cool. Anything come up that's not on there that we need to talk about today? Not? No. Cool. And having seen the agenda, does anyone have a conflict of interest that they'd like to raise?
No.
No, that's good. We can carry on. Starting, of course, with the minutes from our last meeting. Everybody's read the minutes from the previous meeting?
Yep.
Any changes that anyone would like to make to the content of the minutes in terms of the accuracy?
Good to me.
5.
Happy, Jean?
Yep, that's fine.
Cool. Okay, so therefore move that we confirm the minutes from the Coromandel-Colville Community Board meeting held on the 13th of June. So mover and a seconder.
I'll move it.
I'll second.
All in favour? Aye. Carried unanimously. Move to
It's right there.
the first item.
I'll just move to the side so you can see.
Your report, Mr. Varley. Welcome, firstly.
Well, thank you very much. If you'll just bear with me, I've only just managed to get back after another meeting, so I'm just opening my report. I do apologise for the delay.
Okay, we're racing through.
Our large agenda.
All right. First of all, thank you. I'm not sure if there was a public presentation on this. If there was, I apologise for not being there, but we've had a request for a licence to occupy from the combined clubs of Coromandel for an area of road reserve, grass verge, outside 190 Woollams Avenue in Coromandel. I believe that you're all probably well aware of the site. The area is needed for them to gain access to their expansion car parking. Technically, it will not form part of the car park, although it probably will be used as such when there's people attending the club. But the idea is to harden up the grass area outside of the club, basically to facilitate usage by the club and its patrons. Quite happy to receive any questions or thoughts.
So yeah, Ed, we did speak to the club some time ago just in relation to the use of the land. So I think we're all pretty familiar with their request. That's good. Any questions for Ed?
You just one.
Yep.
Ed, and on page 9, number 3.4, you've got here the fee will be $1 and all council costs to be paid by the council. Is that going to be horrendous, or, I mean, just to have it open-ended like that seemed a little bit strange to me.
That's a standard cost that we put in for all community groups. Basically, the fee for a license to occupy is, in this sort of situation, is nominal. It's a standard form that legal produce. If there are no major issues, it typically will take about half a day to a day to go through the details and put it together.
Oh yeah, okay, that's cool.
Just following on from that, what would you anticipate? So the council costs, so obviously the labour for that person to do that, would you anticipate any other costs What costs could come up as a result of buying this?
In the preparation of any legal document, there's obviously the potential for legal costs to be involved. Council costs we would normally absorb. The community, the group itself, the combined clubs, may want to undertake a legal review of the license to occupy, in which case they would have to bear those costs themselves. But typically, as I say, it's a standard form. It would be produced by our solicitors. We wouldn't obviously be seeking to impose any conditions that wouldn't be agreeable to them. So normally it goes straight through.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. You know, number 2 in the suggested resolutions here, recommends the council approves use of the road reserve as access for car parking for the club. Do you think we should have and public after that? Or do you just think that's not a problem?
The road reserve has got access, as it is the road reserve, the public already have access.
Yeah, it's already, if it is road reserve, like you say, public can use. I just wondered if, because we were going to lease it, we should specify that it's for the club and the public.
Technically, it's not a lease.
Okay,
It's a license to occupy. Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy with whatever you think's appropriate.
Yeah.
So record somewhere in here does mention that it's not exclusive, an exclusive right. Yeah. I'm gonna find that.
I think it does actually. Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. It's great, Ed.
Have access to this?
So the club's aware that it's not exclusive, Ed?
They are, yes.
It'll be part of the agreement.
Yes.
Yep. Cool. It's pretty good. Righto. Anything else for Ed?
No.
No? Okay, awesome. Thank you, Ed. So for the community board then, for us to consider the suggested resolution,
You want me to put that on the screen as opposed to reading it out?
if you like.
Easy.
We all have to read.
Get glasses. So 6 parts to the resolution.
I'm happy to move it, Gavin.
Also move in a second, John
I'll second.
and Kim. Okay, so any discussion of the resolution? Anyone want to talk for it or against it? Thank you. Cool. In that case, we'll put it to the vote. All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Against? None. Carried unanimously. Thank you.
No, I
Brings
think
us
Bruce is online.
to the CAPEX work program.
Morning, Bruce.
Hello, Bruce. Welcome.
Good morning, community board. So this is the first CAPEX work program. Obviously, our project delivery manager, Andrew Bowden, has retired. So we're currently recruiting for that role. So you've put up with me this morning, just presenting this. This is obviously a significantly slimmed down version of what we would normally present because it's just listed the actual projects and the budget for this year. And then as we move on, next meeting, you'll expect to see some update comments and also like a bit of a RAG status, a red, amber, green, about how we're going with each of those projects. The other thing I would say is that obviously this year, this annual plan, we've had to make some hard calls, the council has, regarding projects. And so it's a very, how should we say, petite list of projects for this year. And we've obviously got a lot of other stuff going on around roading networks and concentrating on restoring connectivity across the district. So a lot of other projects from a deliverability and a financial perspective have been pulled back. And so that's why you see quite a small list than what you may have seen previously. So So there's that's the list, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have on that report.
So Bruce, a little bit left field. With the new system coming in, will we expect to see a bit more information or just the same from a sort of our perspective?
Yeah, so probably similar amount of information to what you previously would have received. So obviously like a budget, probably a revised budget, where we are actually as at the time the report's written, where we think we're going to get to at the end of the financial year, a update comment that gives you a bit more detail around any issues or holdups or those kind of things we may have. And then, like I say, a status about how we feel the project is going forward. I am doing some work across the project delivery team with all our project managers, re-looking at how we're doing things. So yeah, I can't say there'll definitely be a change to the reporting that we bring to the board, but potentially that is something we will have a quick look at. But I think, like I say, it'll be similar types of information, maybe just in a slightly different format. But we'll work through that and take each of the boards through that if we do make changes.
Okay, thank you. And you mentioned the focus on rehabilitation. Will those rehabilitation works be programmed out in the reports that we see?
Probably not. So the way most of it would happen is that obviously transportation and roading is a district activity, so that's more council reporting as opposed to the community board reporting. But what we are doing is we're working on how we can communicate better around all our sites across the district roads to our elected members like yourselves, but also to our public. So my roading team this week are pretty busy coming up with how they're going to do that around some kind of graphical illustration of all the sites, and give like there's probably 5 or 6 different stages in each of those sites that start off with initial investigation, geotech, concept design, all those different stages. So I want to be able to represent where all our different sites are at, what stage they're actually in. I think that's important for elected members, but also for our public, so they can see, okay, this one's only at investigation, but this one, for example, is into construction or whatever. So they'll all be in a slightly different position. So that's some of the reporting that we want to bring out wider. So I guess that would give you those kind of updates that maybe you're looking for.
Yeah, that would be really good for us up here. Thank you. Cool. Any other questions?
Yeah, Bruce, the Karakia House settlement, that has been just dragging on now for quite a few months. I think it's
27 years.
Yeah, well, 27 years actually, but it's got really close in the last few months, and it just seems to be sitting there, waiting to be signed. And what's happening with it, Bruce? Do you know?
I don't. Sorry, councillor. Obviously, that's under the property team. It's more under the operational updates. So whether my learned colleague Bubbles knows where things are at with that. If not, yeah.
Okay, just to chip in, I did actually have a conversation with John Muston about this. He rang me yesterday, and he's managed to, through certain contacts he has, get to the person who actually is dealing with this. And it has literally just been sitting there in a filing tray.
It is
just the truth of it. And so they assure him that something should be back to him within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, it's not council.
And I said to him that the community board would be putting on some kind of sausage sizzle over there when we finally get this sorted, because as you are right, it's been going since 2001.
Yeah. So, and every time I drive around the back of Karakia House and nearly disappear into a hole there, so
we need
soon, Bubbles, but it's not.
So I'm
it's not
told.
council.
I feel like I've been giving the same message for 22 years. Yes,
That's okay.
apparently.
That's so good. Just wanted to ask. That's pretty much it.
Anybody else?
Can I just ask, do you know, Bruce, anything about where we're up to with Takuma Bay intersection? It's just over the last few days with our flooding that we've had. It's even worse out there now. Like that road, the main road, which I know is transit, is really starting to fall away. Something amazing. It's like
Kim took some really good photos of just this week's flooding weekend.
Okay.
really, many of us have never seen that kind of flooding out there.
I've lived there all
Like it
my
was
life.
that
and
bad
never
this
seen it.
last rain, so would those
Yeah.
photos have any use, Bruce? Should we send
Yeah.
them through for information?
Yeah, definitely send them through. Yeah, I'd definitely be interested in looking at those. Yep, they would be. Regarding the intersection works, things have actually moved forwards in that. There's been a step forwards because obviously with the intersection works, we're doing those, but obviously we've got to work with Waikakotahi because it's their state highway. So the team have been working away on it for quite a while around trying to get agreement with the Waikakotahi around what we're going to do. And you might recall Andrew Bowden might have given you updates in the past regarding that. It sounds like Waikakotahi have agreed with our proposed way forward, or agreed with the geotechnical investigation that that our team of contractors did, and so that's a huge step forward because that means we can now actually kind of keep moving the project forward. So it's been kind of paused while Waikakotahi have been going through and assessing all that. We end up getting a peer review on it to relook at it, and it sounds like it's all kind of been, I don't know if I'd say ticked off, but very close to being ticked off by Waikakotahi. So that's a huge change for us, which is good, which means we can kind of now move on to the next stage of that project.
Cool, that's positive.
That's great.
Really
Yeah.
positive, yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
So I see Ed's still listening in there, but I'll ask you, Bruce. I
Yeah.
talked to Eileen last week, and you, I think, yeah, you were there, about Tikuma Road itself.
Yes.
And my concerns about Windy Point and Flip, which you said wasn't such a major, but Windy Point. I know that's on the list of things to do, but if we lose that road, the economic impact for the mussel farmers is going to be huge. So has that been looked at again, Bruce, as far as from a council perspective, rather than our outside contractors looking at it and saying, oh no, that can wait till number 20 on the job?
Yeah.
Have we reviewed it from a council perspective?
I might call in Ed to answer this one. I know that he was talking to our our consultants and contractors. So Ed, I'll hand over to you on that one.
Right. What we're right. First of all, Windy Point at the moment doesn't qualify for emergency funding assistance. Because the road is still in effect still operable, the agency have declined to fund any improvements there from that budget. What we're looking at is our options for what is called preventative maintenance, where we actually spend money in advance of the road collapsing to protect it. That has been approved by the agency. It's a much smaller pot of cash, unfortunately, but we're currently preparing plans to do protection works along that area to keep the road in its current situation. The problem is, because it's not emergency works, it also requires a fairly large amount of paperwork with the regional council because it's a coastal environment. And we're currently talking with the regional council coastal teams about what we can do there, how quickly we can do it, and what the actual works will look like at the end of the day. So it hasn't been forgotten. It's not at the bottom of the list by any means, and it is being progressed as quickly as we can get through it. We're hoping if the regional council come on board that we should be able to do works in there. I would hope by Christmas. That would be my best guess.
Okay, thanks, Ed and Bruce. I just know it's a big concern for the mussel farmers. I had a meeting just recently. I mean, there are other major works. Mania Hill, I don't know if you've seen that recently. That's in a really bad state, but that's Kotahi's problem. I just don't want council looking really bad if we lose that particular road.
Yeah, understand. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? No, we're all done. Cheers, Bruce. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, Ed.
So the resolution suggested is that we receive the CAPEX work program 23-24 and the other information updates report dated 10th of July 23. Mover and a seconder.
I'll second it.
All in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Motion is carried. Excellent. Thank you. So now we have still minutes to confirm that were from the public excluded section of the last meeting. So I would move that we cease recording and that we the public excluded.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
Like,